Oh, happiest hour. The happiest hour. Once again, happy that you're here with me. Sorry about missing yesterday. Lancey and I thought we needed a day off after cranking this thing pretty much nonstop Tuesday through Friday since this whole pandemic began. Once again, we're back. We're back here on the Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow also at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, and 11:30 GMT. Today's episode brought to you by Recess CBD oil. Anytime you need a time to break, anytime you need a time to drop off, check out, take it easy, grab a Recess, take a drink. I called my boss by the wrong name after I drank a Recess during the day once. That's true. And with me, joining me as always, man whose name I can never forget, the dapper, the lovely Lancey Joe. What's going on, Lancey?
Just hanging out here in lovely Chicago. It is nice weather today.
Dude, it is it's humid. This Midwest situation has gotten a little humid for me.
Now, I hear that humidity is good in the way that viruses don't go through the air as well.
Well, I hope so, man. I was just watching a video on that. By the way, we got an international audience today. Maxime, my former roommate, is watching from France. I say the time. 12:30, man. You're up late, Maxime. He's up late tuning into this.
Is that the lawyer?
That's the lawyer. That's the
You're perceived.
It's the guy from the bit.
You're the guy from the bit.
You're the guy from the joke.
You're the guy from Unbookable joke.
You're the guy. That's so funny. That's true. He's in the special. Maxime, I've immortalized you in my special. Because you are an extremely clean roommate, my friend. I love it. I love Andrew, by the way, watching. Andrew Lawson, great super fan, commented, "I hope to do the Michael Lucci's joke again." You may never know. You'll never know when Michael Lucci's shows up unless you ordered and then it's in 30 minutes or less. Michael Lucci's pizza.
Well, though it's a free garlic knots if you.
That's so funny. You can get a 12-inch pizza for $9.99. Oh, buddy. You
can get a 12-inch for $9.99, and for $8.99 you can get a 16-inch pizza. What am I thinking? I'm Michael Lucci.
Michael Lucci's. We don't make physical sense. I failed all of my geometry tests. Michael Lucci's Pizza. I love it. Maxime, what an honor, dude. I'm gonna have to send you that link. So yesterday we kind of took a day off because we've been doing this, nonstop, and it's fun, but it's also like when you got a ton of other stuff going on. I just got to the end of my day and I was like, dude, we had our guest cancel, unfortunately. I was gonna just come another time. We got some more international people who are gonna be on the show. Hopefully some people on the other side of the pond, some Brits who are gonna join, but. There's just schedules were crazy, and I just was finally like, look, we could have Dylan Scott on the show again, but I feel like maybe I just need a day off. So we took a day off, and I decided to go swing the steel mace around.
Here we go with this.
I decided to swing that steel mace around. I'd like to remind everybody of this situation. I couldn't buy a kettlebell, so instead I got a steel mace.
My girlfriend sent me to the store to get a kettle once, and I got a kettlebell.
Why was this kettle $85 and weighs 45 pounds?
Yeah.
I can't make tea with this.
So she broke up with me, but good news is that I'm ripped.
I've been throwing this kettle around all day. All I got is burns.
Well, not because I've been working out with the kettlebell. It's just because I got really depressed and then quit eating.
Oh, buddy. Oh, come on, Lancey.
Jeez.
Gee willikers, Lancey.
I'll workshop my Facebook status for today.
All right, let's hear it.
How about I'm so forgetful that I helped plan my own surprise party.
Oh my gosh, man! Have you ever had a surprise party?
Yeah. Like
you have?
One thrown for me. Yep.
I've never had one.
I had my 17th birthday, my parents threw a surprise party for me with all my friends there. It was so much fun. And I think my 29th birthday, some friends of mine got together and threw one for me. And both times I was completely like shocked. I
can just imagine Lance's face as he walks out. What? Oh, y'all. For me?
I was thinking like if a significant other throws a surprise party for you and pulls it off, that's how easily they could cheat on you also.
Completely. Yeah. If you don't get the sense that like something is happening.
Yeah. Yes. You're like, I missed all these clues. I missed all this.
Why do we got these like bills from a restaurant I've never been to on the counter?
Huh. Oh, whatever.
Let me ask you a question, Lance. Have you ever had? Have you ever had this stuff? You ever had a CBD drink? Any of that?
No, I do have CBD here in the house, but it's like just a dropper.
Just a little. We talked about this, didn't you? Drop a little bit, and then you like whey went out of it or something.
Yeah, I became like omnipotent.
Omnipotent. I had an uncle who always used to mispronounce things like this. My Uncle Brian Hall. He would always, like, if you were driving down the highway, he would be like, yeah, when you go really quick on the highway and then you pull off to the side, it feels like you're going slower than you're going because the road was memorizing you.
Aren't those called homophones? Or
you know what? I'll tell you what. It's 2020, and if you're a homophobe, get the fuck out.
You need to sound like the word for real. You don't need to be that.
We like the word. Pete Weishop, boom, fire. Thanks for dropping by, Pete. Pete, a lot of people got feedback on your episode, man. They were really excited to they felt like they were at a barbecue. And I said all it took was 14 Modelo's to get Pete to the place where we felt like he was at his barbecue. I say that's a deal. By the way, if you want to send any Modelo's, I'm ready for them. I'm ready for them over here. We'll send you my address. Make a comment.
Brendon needs more alcohol in his house because he put a lien on his house to get a 12-pack of special beers.
I spent like $120 on those beers. What the hell, man? I had no idea. This was like clearly like a sleepwalking into insanity because I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do them. And then nobody at any point told me the price. And then I went to go pick them up, and the guy was like, yeah, it'll be $124. And I was like, what? Like, I could get 30 PBRs you know what I mean? I get 100 PBRs for less than that.
I could get a pair of lightly worn Jordans for that. They're like new, okay? They're like new. I'm the highest bidder right now. I need to save this money.
Oh, my gosh. Pete Weishop says, only if you can drive your Camaro. Pete guessed that I drove an 87 red Camaro, which, let me tell you, if I transformed into a car out of nowhere, it might be a Camaro out of nowhere. I said more like an 87 black Camaro, but you know what I mean?
That's today I went to Starbucks and I took Laura's car, and I love her car. She's got like a 2001 Honda Accord.
Yeah. So
it's just like, it's a nice, just like, it's a little older, so it's got that feel to it, but it's so nice.
2001 Honda Accord handles like a 2003 Corolla. Awesome.
But when I got back, so I had this shirt on.
Yeah.
And so I felt like, like I was coming from the office or something. And I'm going by, and the girl at Starbucks knew my name when I walked up.
Did they call you Lancey or Lancey Joe?
Lancey.
They call you Lance? Lancey's pretty cool,
they call me that because it's on the...
Whoa, buddy. You ordered ahead of time. Do you ever give a fake name?
I sometimes say Hawkeye.
That's what yeah, you knew right where I was going with that. I always give a fake name. I tell them my name is Hawkeye.
I do that sometimes when I'm dealing with the IRS. I'm like, Hawkeye, will that work? Will
funny
that
because
get me my stimulus check?
I do something similar to that. I actually give them my real name, but I give them my fake social security number.
Yes, which is actually my social security number. That's why
true.
I have not gotten that stimulus check yet.
It's amazing that it's your social security number because I actually all I did to get it was I shook up a game of Boggle, and it came out Lancey's social security number.
Well, if you have enough monkeys on a typewriter, somebody's going to produce some Shakespeare.
Has anybody run that experiment? I really want to. That feels like an experiment whose time has come. We live in 2020. You know what I mean? It's like somebody chain a bunch of chimpanzees to typewriters and wait until they write the great American novel.
Huck Finn. Huck Finn's the great American novel, right?
Huckle Banana Finn.
Yeah. They're like, in one instance, he wrote Huck Banana Finn instead of Huck Finn, and that throws the whole thing off. So we're going to have to start all over again with the monkeys.
Oh, boy.
The reason we can't do that experiment is because Jeff Bezos has killed all the chimpanzees.
You know what? That guy, when is he going to be on this show? I need to message that guy
have Jeff Bezos
and let him
here.
know he needs to be on.
You don't have to message him. He's listening.
I'm messaging him right now. I'm starting to miss the live comedies. You know what I mean? I'm starting to miss them. I'm feeling like this is getting us all on a. This was this past week, and I think this is part of the reason why maybe I needed a day off yesterday. Also, is that this past week was the week that introverts finally had enough of this. That
Yes.
introverts until recently, this has been great for them. If you can't stand social interaction, this has been the biggest boon of your life. You've been so excited to not have to deal with idiots giving you the name Hawkeye at your job. You've been so happy to be at home. All I got to do is be at home and look at a computer screen to count my ones and zeros. Oh my God, this has been amazing for you. But finally,
I told the story about the girl with the Hawkeye thing. She was so smitten by you in that name.
Who is this?
At that coffee shop we went to.
Oh,
I'm not
right.
going to name it because she'll probably be watching or something.
It's Stone Creek. I'll name it.
Stone Cold Creamery. We were
Stone
there.
Cold Steve Creamery.
And she said, "What's your name?" And you said Hawkeye with a straight face. And this was, you could tell he had a straight face, no beard yet. And he was, and she was like, Hawkeye. What, is that really your name? Oh my God.
A lot of times when I'm in New York and I go to like a Starbucks or some other place, I'm like, yeah, I'd like to order blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what's the name on the order? And I go, Hawkeye. And then they look at me and I go, you're damn right.
In Brooklyn, they're like, right on, man. Oh, cool.
Nobody gives it. In New York, nobody gives a shit because, like, I said Hawkeye. The guy before me said Brian. The guy in front of him said Moon Unit. The guy in front of him said Astronomicus. Like, it doesn't matter. In New York, like, what's your name? My name is actually Abraham Lincoln. What's your name? My name is Darth Vader Banana Sandwich.
The guy who said Brian, they were like, here's your coffee, Brian.
Brian, spelled with a P and a Q.
Is this brain? How do you say this? What is going on?
We
This
got a
guy
coffee
gave
for
a
the
fake
big brain.
name. Yeah. So sorry, I cut off your story about, introverts.
Well, I just was saying this is finally the week that introverts they can't handle it anymore.
They're done.
They're done. Yeah, this has been a week that I think that so a switch finally flipped and even introverts are out the window because Because I think here's what happened. People like me have such a high social need for, let's face it, approval, that they have to reach out to other people all the time. So after this pandemic happened, not that long into it, I was calling friends, long calls. You called me, you did your show, you did your live streams. We were like, we got to find an outlet. All these extroverts need to find an outlet. But all these introverts were like, this is great. Their needs for social interaction are so low that they're just fulfilled by existing in the world, by just the mundane interactions they have with others. But now we're at a place where those don't happen anymore. So after a while, they were gone. They felt great. But now they don't have the skills to go get those social interactions that they would have otherwise gotten. So they're suddenly like, I don't know how to do this. You know what I mean? Little do they know, the answer is start a live stream and harass everyone on their feed on Facebook.
Get high on CBD and get on... I'm going to get shit-faced on CBD.
I'm going to get smashed, dude. I'm gonna be so high. I'm gonna take a meaningful nap.
Be schmammered. I'm not even gonna cognizant of my knee problem.
Oh man, this CBD is so fat. I give it a CB double D.
Well, damn.
So that's my assessment of introverts, Lancey.
You are drinking Recess.
Yes.
It's called Recess.
Yep.
That's a good name for a drink.
Right? It's amazing it wasn't taken, honestly. Where you're like, hey, yeah, give me a little break here. I'm gonna go drink some of this CBD oil. Have a nice time. Gonna go drink the CBD with my lunch. Have a series of non-productive but tolerable meetings in the afternoon. Let's face it, if you're in corporate America, 80% of the meetings you attend, nothing happens. Nothing productive happened.
The only productive thing is you plan the next meeting.
That's true. You brought up some good points here, and I'm really thinking let's check our calendars, because we need to circle back and see if we can figure out what these situations are.
Hey, Brendon, I had some windshield time. You want to touch base with me on? I've got some windshield time here. Let's touch base and bat a few ideas around about the merger.
Hey, Lance, let me ask you a question while I've got you on the phone. Have you taken a look at the numbers? Can you even believe what Adams is saying about the numbers? I hope I didn't I think I accidentally answered a phone call here.
And it was a business person. They were like, "Yeah, he's right." Just a normal call with Brendon Lemon.
Just a normal call with Brendon Lemon talking about numbers. Lancey, earlier today I was like, we should get T-shirts in the Happiest Hour. Thank you, Dustin Music, my cousin, for suggesting that. I think we should get T-shirts. I think it'd be really cool. I think that my sister, Kaylee Knapp, came up with some pretty cool... Knapp. Came up with some pretty cool branding for this show. Joy Schanneberger, who does a number of things, said she loved it. And we should get T-shirts, which I think we should do. And I told Lance about it, and Lance was like, well, I got a buddy who screen prints, unless you've got a guy. And I thought, why would I have a guy? But as I had that thought, I remember I said it to you on the phone. I seem like somebody who would have a guy.
Yeah.
You know what, buddy? I got a guy.
Yeah.
I know a guy who knows a guy about screen printing. And if anybody crosses you, he knows a guy.
We're going to send out... Yeah, we're going to have them. And then that way we can support local business. Although... this business is not local to Chicago.
No, but it's local to somewhere.
So we'll just have like the Happiest Hour thing on there.
Yeah, why not? Order some shirts. We'll put a form together. We need to, by the way, do that. This is what we need to talk about offline. Is we need to do that charity drive.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty cool.
For sure. And. Yeah. Also, thanks everybody. I know we've had several ideas come. Brendon, obviously, you just mentioned, but everybody who's mentioned ideas for us, Also, Andrew's pitched me a few ideas
Let's hear
here
'em.
and there. So anybody, if you've got an idea, go on and send us a private message. We can't guarantee we're going to do it, but
We can
we'd love to
guarantee
hear
that
it.
we'll talk about it probably.
We're going to pitch your idea on the air.
And we want to hear your thoughts and responses. This is the most cared about audience in live streaming. Is the Happiest Hour drinkers. That's what they're officially called. The drinkers. We're talking about you at home. You at home drinking, maybe at home, maybe behind the wheel. Hopefully at home.
At home in Greenwich Village.
Greenwich Village, New York. Or you're watching overseas, I suppose. We've got some some viewership in the Icelands, in the United Kingdoms, in the Frances of the world. And
we
that's
got
it.
viewers all over the place. Pete Wisesup is watching again.
He's a slippery one, that guy. I'm wondering what he's getting up to. Lancey, the picture behind you is crooked and it's killing me. Oh my God.
Which one?
Apparently one of them, according to him. But your background's going to change soon because you're headed to Memphis, aren't you?
Is it this one?
I can't tell. It must be one of them. I think Pete might be on something.
Hey, lower your CBD dosage, Pete. You're seeing shit.
But you're headed to Memphis again, aren't you?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so my mom is gonna drive up here and get me. That way I'm not exposed to going through an airport right now.
I think that's probably a smart idea.
And then I will fly back here in like a week or maybe 2 weeks, depending on the situation. Because I'm not necessarily worried as much about going through the airport and getting it myself. I just don't want to take it to my parents.
Yeah, same reason. I didn't go up to Michigan for Memorial Day weekend, but I think that I'm probably gonna head up there soon and for maybe like a week or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But it's the same exact thing where I was like, just didn't feel quite so, safe doing that. So. But same thing, this background might end up changing because I'll be potentially in my parents' 150-year-old house. They're big,
just take that green
house.
screen with you.
Say that again, sorry? Just
take that green screen with you.
Yeah, take the green. I'll set it up and back. We're talking about my parents' my parents' painted lady. The last painted lady on the Manistee River. It's a giant old Victorian home that my parents have bought and then fixed up. And like all projects the Lemon family is involved in, it's never ending. There's always something going on with this house. The roof is leaking.
Your parents are like you?
My parents are. I hope they're watching. The roof is leaking, or the heating system is leaking. Something is leaking. The pipes are leaking. Let me tell you what's really leaking. My dad's bank account because of this house.
Hemorrhaging
money. This bank account.
This is what do they call a boat? They call it like a money pit.
A money pit. My dad's got. Oh my God, that boat. He's got a boat on the river.
Is it a money pit?
And we call it the slush fund. That's where all his money's going to, is the slush fund. All reliable.
My mom doesn't have any ongoing projects except for my dad. And he doesn't hemorrhage any money, but he hemorrhages her time and effort.
How long of a drive is it from Memphis up to here, by the way?
Well, if my dad drives it, it's no, wait, I should restructure that joke. if if my mom drives it, it's 7 or 8 hours. If my dad drives it, who's got a sundial?
Is this car moving? Where is he even going? You know what? I thought we could have reached Chicago faster with a team of horses.
With a sled team of Chihuahuas would get there faster.
I want to go. I want to get a dog sled, but I want to get 100 Chihuahuas to pull it.
Dude, I would be so down for that because I would just keep the Chihuahuas afterwards. That's my dream
Your
job.
100 Chihuahuas?
I love Chihuahuas, and I don't even have one.
Why do you love? Are you serious? I actually hate little dogs. Do you really like Chihuahuas?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
This sounds like identical to a conversation Adam Bowman and I had many times, which is why.
Does that mean I'm gonna go missing soon?
Yeah. MIA, the comedy scene. No, I like them just because I think because they can go into Starbucks if you play your cards right.
In New York, everybody brings their dog everywhere. Same thing is true in Paris. Everybody brings their dog everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't care where they take their dog. They just take their dog there, and it's just you walk into a shop, there's a dog with you, and
Yeah.
I think that's bizarre. But I have to admit, it's less bizarre than a baby. I think that if you bring a baby into a public space that is not supposed to have a baby, that's like the ultimate. That's like you might as well walk in with a live hand grenade. Like there's something about the atmosphere that just changes where I'm like, that baby's gonna go off at any minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're openly carrying a baby in this subway, like in this. I'm trying to order a sandwich. You know, this baby could go off at any second. Point that baby away from me.
I think subconsciously you're just worried about your mortality when you see a baby. You look at that baby, you're like, it's got a lot of life left in it.
Yeah, the song "Dust in the Wind" just starts playing in my head.
Yes. That's very Floridian of me to say. It was a Floridian slip.
Oh man, I started watching that Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix, by the way.
Oh, there's one out?
Yeah, there's one out wherein everyone pretends like how did we not know? Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like come on, man. He's like every famous rich person on the whole planet is connected to this guy. And everybody pretends like they're like, what? Hip? What? How? What? Like
famous people are saying this?
Yeah, like Donald Trump, for one. Or Trump's wife.
This is a tremendous surprise. It was a big surprise. Some people say it was big.
Jeffrey, everybody, he was fine. He was great. He was the best. Nobody knew. He liked his ladies. Maybe a little young.
Some people say too young.
It's like a real quote from our president. There's all these
maybe
images.
A little young.
There's all these images of him hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, and they're high-fiving and
who's that Prince?
There's a great photo of them.
They definitely got dirt on.
Oh, Prince Andrew. Yeah. There's all these, that's what I'm talking about. There's a photo of him playing tennis with Bill Clinton. There's a photo of him, shaking hands with Prince Andrew. There's a great photo of him and Donald Trump in a urinal holding each other's dicks. It's really ridiculous, the kind of images that are coming out of this situation.
What's this website? I'm looking this up.
Called www.epsteindidn'tdoit.com.
Well, is he involved in that whole thing about Donald Trump getting peed on by a Russian prostitute?
I mean, he must have been.
Everyone forgets. Okay, Lancey Joe didn't forget.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about that.
But you remember now, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, how could I just? It's coming. It's all coming back to me. It's all coming. It's all splashing back to me.
Well, P reference. This isn't it weird how like in this happened with the Cosby thing. In pop culture, because we have so much information all the time. In pop culture, these things can go away and then they'll come back hard.
Oh yeah.
And like when Hannibal called out Bill Cosby, apparently people knew about this. I wasn't aware of it, but some people were aware of it. I mean, I had nothing to do with it. I barely knew the guy. Okay, listen, I barely knew him.
Okay, yeah, I went to his parties. Okay, yeah, you know what I mean. Been on his plane. You know what I mean.
I mean, we were buddies hanging out. I mean, he did refer to me in several situations as his best friend. And he's responsible for all of my fame. But all of this aside, I didn't know that
I could only name 8 of his 9 or 10 illegitimate children. I barely knew him.
You know, at Zany's Rosemont, they have all those famous comedy albums on the wall in the green room.
Yeah.
It was worth it just to drop that reference. People are like, this guy's a comedian for sure. For sure. He knows about the green room in Zany's Rosemont.
Wait a minute. He knows about that green room at Zany's Rosemont? The same green room graced by the likes of Paul Woodard and J. Chris Newberg? You think Larry the Cable Guy has ever played that room?
Well, you know Louis C.K. has.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, he has. That was sold out. He sold out every single one of those shows.
And what's his name opened for him, and then went on
Dale
the road
McPeak,
with.
Who's hilarious.
Yeah.
Dale's so funny.
And then Louis C.K. thanked him on the end of his last album.
Yeah, that's true. On his special, he's a special thanks to Dale McPeak.
Yeah, that's really cool and interesting.
Yeah, in the world of comedy, that's as good as credibility gets, I guess. It's all you can do.
Which I was really impressed with. But here we are. Welcome to Happiest Hour, everybody.
Welcome back to the Happiest Hour.
72 degrees now in Chicago, Illinois, and it's a humid one, so don't forget to pack light this weekend while you're going out and keeping that social distance. And here's REM, Losing My Religion.
We have the smoothest hits of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. Oh, buddy. We should probably wind it up. We got a little bit to talk about, I think, after this guy. I'm going to have to call you off the lines. Off the lines. How can I do it when the phone lines are lighting up, though?
We do need to take, like, ninth callers and stuff.
We should, actually. Should have a number people can call into.
That's how I lost unemployment. I was not the ninth caller, so I couldn't.
Congratulations! You've been the 111th caller to the unemployment line. And you win the unemployment owed to you by the government.
Yeah.
You paid for it with your taxes, and now you're going to get bailed out, lucky caller. Oh my gosh, what a tragic joke. All right, buddy, we should probably wind it on up. This is a shorter one. We're gonna have some more of these guys. But we'll be back here tomorrow. I think our guest might end up being one of the Elliot Simpson or Wengler from the UK, who might be joining us, which would be kind of cool. Both fun peeps. So, hey, Lancey, what do you got going on in the Lancey Joe Venmo show tonight?
Jeff Bezos, he I don't know why he responded to me, but
Hawkeye Bezos.
Yeah. No, Nick Delawy is going to be on tonight. Last week we had Nick on, and it was probably my highest rated one that I've had so far. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah. So he's going to be back on tonight, and we're gonna try to test our luck for the second time. He actually, every time Nick's been on, it's been like, I don't know if he's like sharing the hell out of it. Or what is happening? Maybe because Ali just randomly decided to.
Yeah, Ali,
like, you know what?
If Ali shows up, you suddenly are like, how did we get 700 people watching?
If you're doing a show and Ali shows up, it's like a booker showing up. You're like, this is it. I've got to do well now because he's going to bring the viewership.
He's bringing the heat.
Because
How did he become such a kingmaker? You know what I mean?
He's sharing it to groups like yarn group of yarn what's it called? Crocheting in Des Moines, Iowa.
You know what the first rule of yarn crocheting in Iowa is? Don't talk about yarn crocheting in Iowa. All right, Lancey. Peace, brother. We will see you tomorrow.
I'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.